We are entering Watertown, Wisconsin. It is a city in Jefferson and Dodge counties. Population as of the 2020 census, 22,926. 14,674 are in Jefferson County and 8,252 are in Dodge County. Watertown is a principal city in the Watertown-Fort Atkinson Micropolitan Statistical Area. Watertown was first settled by Timothy Johnson, who built a cabin on the west side of the Rock River in 1836. He was born in Middleton, Middlesex County, Connecticut on June 28, 1792. A park on the west side of the city is named in his honor. The area was settled to utilize the power of the Rock River. The water power was first used in sawmills and later prompted the construction of two hydroelectric dams, one downtown and one on the eastern edge of the city. So let's go look for downtown here in Watertown. Again, from the direction I came in, I don't know where it is. I'm going to turn right here. I'm on center, and I didn't actually see the other, because this must be the Rock River right here that we're crossing over. You got the river tap open. It's only 9:15 in the morning. Watertown looks like a nice little area. I've driven through here before. Haven't spent a whole lot of time here in Watertown, but from what I've seen, it's pretty cool looking. There are some points of interest. That's a cool house on the right. Something tells me we're going to be entering the downtown area shortly. Ooh, that's a beautiful church right there on the right. So we are on 4th Street. Don's Corner Pub. There's that church right there. Beautiful church. Lots of old cream brick buildings. Cream City Brick, I believe, is what it was called. Yeah, this must be downtown coming up here. Wow, they got some really cool churches here in Watertown. We're going to have to turn and check those out before we hit downtown. Watertown's founders were settlers from New England, part of the wave of New England farmers who headed west into what was then the wilds of the Northwest Territory during the early 1800s. Look at that church. That's beautiful. Wow, look at that. Beautiful structure there. That church is called St. John's Lutheran Church. Or actually, it's called St. Mark's. St. Mark's Evangelical. I saw the sign here for St. John's, and I thought that was the church for St. John's, but it's not. St. John's must be over here. Must be this beautiful building right here that we're going to take a look-see at. Yep, that's St. John's. Gosh, the churches here are just spectacular. Look at that. Look at that church. Is that beautiful or what? Very, very nice looking church right there. There are like 4 really, really beautiful church buildings within a couple blocks. St. John's being one of them. Lots and lots of Cream City brick here. I guess we'll turn this way. Try to catch as much of downtown as possible. There's the Osaka Hibachi. Pretty big area. Pretty big area. I got a pretty nice downtown area here. There's the Rock River. frozen. We got a little bit of snow last night. There's another beautiful church coming up on the left. Mullins Dairy Bar and Eatery. And there's that church right there on the left. Just gorgeous, gorgeous churches. Gas here, $2.59. Yes, if I sound surprised, that's because I am surprised. I thought it would be a little bit cheaper here. Wow, that's a really, really old building right there. 1892. Ooh, the roads here in Watertown, not the best. They got a cool little tunnel that you can walk under there for the railroad bridge. I must say the roads here in Watertown are bad. So we're on the north side of Watertown right now, just kind of checking out the area. This might be an industrial park area. Westpac. Watertown, yeah, okay. Pepsi. A canal from Milwaukee to the Watertown area was once planned, but was replaced by railroad before any work had been completed other than a dam in Milwaukee. That damn Milwaukee. The territorial legislature incorporated the Milwaukee and Rock River Canal Company in 1836, but the plan was abandoned in 1848. The canal would have provided a waterway between the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River. But even if completed, it may not have seen much success because railroads had already become the preferred mode of transportation. Don't know if you knew this, but the city is the home of the first kindergarten in the United States. It was started in 1856 by Marguerite Schulz, wife of statesman Carl Schurz, or Schurz, I'm sorry. It's S-C-H-U-R-Z, so Schurz. I apologize. The building that housed the kindergarten is now located in the grounds of the Octagon House Museum, which we will be going to that. I don't believe it's open during the winter, but we will stop by there and see what we can see. This looks like an old factory building converted to something else now. How about some demographics? As I said earlier, population right now is 22,926. That is of the 2020 census. Peak population, 2010. 23,861. So they've lost almost 1,000 people. The racial makeup of the village, 87.9% white, 1.2% black or African American, 0.8% Asian, 0.4% Native American, 3.5% from other races, and 6.2% from 2 or more races. 9.6% Hispanic or Latino. Median age in the city, 35 years, closer to 36, 35.7. Gender makeup of the city, 48.4% female, 51.6% male. Median income for a household in the city, $42,562. Males had a median income of $34,825 versus $23,811 for women. Coming back into the downtown area, about 4.6% of families and 6.7% of the population were below the poverty line, including 7.8% of those under age 18 and 6.9% of those age 65 and older. There is a Watertown Municipal Airport, and the Amtrak Empire Builder and Borealis passenger trains pass through but do not stop in Watertown. The nearest Amtrak station is in Columbus. Plans to extend some Hiawatha trains from Milwaukee to Madison include the possibility of adding a stop in Watertown. Nice downtown area. I like this. Benson Town Square. They got a little pavilion over there. Probably have concerts during the summer, I would assume. Welcome in Watertown. Yeah, nice downtown area. Lots of old, cool buildings. Actually, a pretty big downtown area. Lots of murals. You know, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of abandoned storefronts, so that's good. That's good to see. They've got a Hardee's. My goodness, I haven't had Hardee's in ages. And what used to be a Family Video right next to it. Wow, Hardee's. Boy, I could go for some of those cinnamon raisin biscuits, and they have them. Oh boy. Cinnamon and raisin biscuits. There's Wiggs Dining Room. Zwig's Grill. Again, the roads here. You guys need to do some work on your roads. My goodness. Come on, Watertown. Hey. These roads suck. Ooh, that's a cool old, was that a hospital? Trivoli Island. Well, they got a neat little walking bridge, but it's all covered with snow. All right. Let's go look for the Octagon House. Out here on the outskirts, you got Caliber Collision. You've got mostly businesses here, another gas station. It says Flaunt. Flaunt Beauty Lounge. Flaunt Beauty Lounge. That's pretty funny. I don't know why they gave me such a big bag for 2 biscuits, but they did. I guess they make them right away from scratch or something. I don't know. But we don't have a Hardee's in West Bend, so when I saw there was a Hardee's here and I saw that the cinnamon and raisin biscuits were back, you better believe I'm gonna try them. Let's see here. Open the lid. Oh yeah, look at that. Cinnamon raisiny goodness. All right, let's give them a try here. I think I just broke my fork. All right, cinnamon raisin biscuit from Hardee's. I haven't had one of these in probably 20 years. That's why I got 2 of them, to make up for lost time. I'm not getting much in the way of raisin, unless they're just really cut up pieces of raisins. That's what I'm assuming they are. Yeah, I think they're just little ground up pieces of raisin in there. Look at that. I'm going to give these biscuits from Hardee's an 8 out of 10. Cinnamon raisin biscuits, man. I kind of miss having a Hardee's. I wish they'd open up another one in West Bend, but So I'm going to finish this up. 8 out of 10. Very, very good. I'm going to finish this up and we'll continue our journey in Watertown. We're heading towards the Octagon House. So this is called the Richards Hill Historic District right here. And there it is. The Octagon House. Very cool building. Let's see what the historical marker says here. They're only open May, September, October, 12 to 3 on weekends, June, July, August. So they're open May through October. And it says here, this 8-sided 5-story house of solid brick construction was built in the early 1850s by pioneer John Richards. It is the best example in Wisconsin of an unusual architectural design which was in vogue briefly before the Civil War. It was claimed to be Wisconsin's largest single-family residence when its 57 rooms, closets, and halls were completed. Most interesting feature is the cantilever spiral staircase. Cantilever. Sorry. Spiral staircase. Ooh, that would have been cool to check out. That's me hitting my alarm. But wow, check that place out. Is that cool or what? Oh, I was hoping you could go around around it, but you can't. They got a marker here. It says, this home built in 1854, presented to the Watertown Historical Society, January 1939. I don't know if I can see inside there. Kind of try to see inside. Looking on this side, see if we can see anything different. Inside the Octagon House. Yeah, I definitely want to stop back here and get a tour. Look at that, a little model. A little model of the Octagon House. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Little model. Miniature model of the Octagon House. And they got the Watertown History Center right here. Yeah, it's closed. Let's take a peek inside. What they got. Looks interesting. That Octagon House is so cool. This must be the old kindergarten. Because it's supposed to be on the grounds here. Let's take a look-see at this statue real quick. Yeah, right here, first kindergarten. Now, if I read correctly, it was moved here. This wasn't exactly where it was. Well, that's slippery. Native American statue and Lewis Memorial Fountain. This statue of a Native American is a replica of one that once stood at the intersection of West Main and Washington Streets in downtown Watertown. The original was given to the city in 1896 by local industrialist Robert E. Lewis and his wife Fanny in memory of their son Clifton. The statue originally stood upon an elaborate metal pedestal featuring tiered basins that provided fresh drinking water for people, horses, and dogs. In 1925, it was struck by a passing motorist and the statue was damaged beyond repair. To honor the Lewis's gift, this duplicate was ordered from the manufacturer, and the statue, along with its repaired base, was placed in Union Park, which stood for over 30 years. After the base was damaged beyond repair by vandals, the statue was relocated here in 1964. Vandals. Why? First kindergarten interactive classroom. Let's take a look inside here. What do we see? Yeah, it looks like a updated classroom to me. And here's an historical marker. It says, the first kindergarten in the United States was founded by Marguerite Mayer Schurz in this building in 1856. Moved to the present site and restored in 1956 by the Watertown Historical Society. Huh. Let's see if we can look into this window here. What do we see? Probably nothing. I had to reach to do this, folks. I hope you can see on the inside. It looks like you can. Yeah, that's the first kindergarten right there on the grounds of the Octagon House. These places are so cool, so interesting to me. The Octagon House has kind of been a bucket list item for me, and I want to come back here during the summer and do a tour, because I really want to check it out on the inside. But yeah, such a cool building. Let's turn the camera around again. Look at the Octagon House one more time before we head out. There's a bell over there. Right over there. I'm not going to walk in the snow though. I don't have boots on. I just have my tennis shoes on. One more look at the front of the Octagon House in Watertown, Wisconsin. Let's get back in the car and check out more Watertown. This one is interesting. So here is the railroad depot for Watertown. The crazy thing about it is that it's a car dealership. Welcome to Hayes Family Auto. See us at our main lot west of the railroad tracks, which is on the other side here. But this is part of a auto dealership now, which I find very, very interesting that they would turn this depot into a car dealership. Kind of too bad, actually. I would think it would be used for more historical purposes, but I guess not. A car dealership. And across the street from the depot, a big chicken and a pig and a cow. Courtesy of Glenn's Market and Catering. There's an old Wrigley Spearmint ghost sign on the side of that building, and I just streaked my windshield. Interesting. Very cool. Lloyd Kasten. Lloyd August Wilhelm Kasten, April 14th, 1905, December 13th, 1999, was an American Hispanist, medievalist, lexicographer, and Lusophile, whatever the heck that means. He was born in Watertown, So his academic work included Hispanic studies, medieval studies, and those other two studies that I butchered earlier. Mary Lasker, Mary Woodard Lasker, November 30th, 1900 to February 21st, 1994, was an American health activist and philanthropist. Let's try that again. She worked to promote and raise funds for medical research. She reorganized the American Cancer Society and founded the Lasker Foundation together with her husband, Albert Lasker. She received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1969, the Four Freedoms Award in 1987, and the Congressional Gold Medal in 1987. On May 14, 2009, the United States Postal Office honored Lasker with the issuance of a stamp of face value 78 cents. The stamp was released in part as recognition of a renewed U.S. government commitment to funding of biomedical research. A release ceremony was held in Lasker's hometown, which would be here, Watertown, on May 15, 2009. Fred Merkel. Karl Frederick Rudolf Merkel, also sometimes documented as Frederick Charles Merkel. He was born in 1888 and passed away in 1956, and he was nicknamed Bonehead. He was an American first baseman in Major League Baseball from 1907 to 1926. Although he had a lengthy career, he is best remembered for a controversial base running mistake he made as a rookie while still a teenager. He was with the New York Giants, Brooklyn Robins, Chicago Cubs, and New York Yankees. He was inducted into the International League Hall of Fame in 1953. On September 23, 1908, while playing for the New York Giants in a game against the Chicago Cubs while he was 19 years old, the youngest player in the National League, he committed a base running error that became known as Merkel's Boner and earned him the nickname Bonehead. In the bottom of the ninth inning, Merkel came to bat with 2 outs and the score tied 1-1. At the time, Moose McCormick was on first base. Merkel singled and McCormick advanced to third base. Al Bridwell, the next batter, followed with a single of his own. McCormick trotted to home plate, apparently scoring the winning run. The fans in attendance, under the impression that the game was over, ran onto the field to celebrate. Meanwhile, Merkel ran to the Giants clubhouse without touching second base. Cubs second baseman Johnny Evers noticed this, and after retrieving a ball and touching second base, he appealed to umpire Hank O'Day, who later managed the Cubs to call Merkel out. Since Merkel had not touched the base, the umpire called him out on a forced play, meaning that McCormick's run did not count. Blaine Mueller, he is an American professional basketball coach who was an assistant coach for the Charlotte Hornets of the National Basketball Association. He went to high school here and graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. His coaching career, he was an assistant for the Lindenwood Lions. 2018 to 2022, he was with the Milwaukee Bucks as a player development assistant. And then he was an assistant for a year, and then he went to the Maine Celtics, and now he's an assistant at Charlotte. Nate Oates, O-A-T-S. He was born October of 1974. He is an American basketball coach, currently the head men's basketball coach at the University of Alabama. Prior to Alabama, he was the head coach at the University of Buffalo. Coaching record so far overall, 255 wins, 113 losses. At the high school level, it's 224 for wins and 52 for losses. Tournaments 13-8. Division 1. 2-time MAC Coach of the Year, 2018 and 2019, and SEC Coach of the Year, 2021. Very nice. Congrats to Nathaniel Justin Oates. Meinhard Raby, September 2nd, 1915 to April 9th, 2010, was an American actor. He was one of the last surviving Munchkin actors in The Wizard of Oz, and was also the last surviving cast member with any dialogue in the film. He portrayed the coroner who certified the death of the Wicked Witch of the East. His lines were, as coroner, I must aver, I thoroughly examined her, and she's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead. And of course, there's Marguerite Schurz, who was born Marguerite Meyer. She was a German-American woman who opened the first German language kindergarten in the United States at Watertown, Wisconsin. So it's German language. Okay. Doris Tetzloff. She was born in January of 1921 and passed away in April of 1998. She was an infielder and chaperone in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. She played for teams like the Milwaukee Chicks, the Grand Rapids Chicks, the Chicago Colleens, the Fort Wayne Daisies, Muskegon Lassies, and Fort Wayne Daisies again. She was a valuable utility, playing mainly at third base for 5 different teams from 1944 through 1948. She is also part of the AAGPBL permanent display at the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York. And that's going to do it, folks, for notable people. Lots and lots of notable people from Watertown. Coming back through downtown Watertown, Wisconsin. Very nice downtown. Like I said earlier, I don't see very many, I don't think I've seen any empty storefronts. Every storefront has something going on. So I think we're heading out towards the airport area. I think we're on Church Street right now. And I think this takes us out by the airport. Okay, yeah, there's McDonald's out here. I wonder what DoorDash is like out here. They got a Pick and Save, Harbor Freight, Pizza Hut. I think it's a Church's Chicken. We've got a Church's Chicken out here. Dollar Tree, Ace Hardware. I'm trying to think of if I'm south. Is this like the south side? Or the west side of Watertown? That I'm not sure. And there's the Rock River again. It goes through this town pretty... It branches off. We got a Subway and an O'Reilly Auto Parts. And that used to be, I'm guessing, probably a KFC. State Farm, Shopko Optical, Aldi. Yeah, you got a bunch of stuff out here. Saki House. Yeah, this is where the airport area is. And there's the airport right over there. All the hangars. That's going to do it for this episode of Road Trips with Yogi. I hope you enjoyed Watertown and things we got to see there. Please liking is very important. Give this episode a thumbs up, folks, if you enjoyed it. Comment. Feel free to comment. I will gladly respond to your comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. And that's it for the Watertown episode, folks. Until the next episode, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. And be good to each other. I'm Yogi. I'm out of here.